Okay, folks. Hello and welcome to another segment, folks. And we getting ready to knock some conservative fools down, folks. We're going to expose some stuff today. I'm Cy, and we got Dr. Ford over there. We're going to get into this Palantir debacle. But the media won't call it that. They won't call it that, man. Some of you conservatives out there, ain't you guys the ones always preaching about freedom? Keep the government out my house. Keep the government out my building. But now your boy got a massive centralized surveillance system going on using a private tech company. What kind of mess is that? You approve that, huh, Mr. Conservative? This is something that will dismantle democracy. See, he paid this company. It's called Palantir. It was founded by Peter Thiel. Okay, yeah, the same guy who backed Trump. And if you notice, folks, all these people who gave him money for his campaign, all these people who backed him for his campaign, all of a sudden they getting their payoff back. The man got a $30 million contract, and some people say even more, to use his database. And all this is going to do is reshape society. This is not a good thing for America. Your social media posts, your emails, your arrest record, your license plates. This technology will scan everything just like that. They're going to have all your information at the tip of their hands. Is that what you voted for, you fools? That's what you wanted for, huh? This man's been using this data. It's the FBI, ICE, local police, federal agencies. This is ridiculous, man. Come on, folks. You know what I'm saying, Dr. Ford?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Cy. And I was really sorry and I was very disturbed about it because I remember in Adolf Hitler book Mein Kampf. So what Hitler did was he just did the same thing. He used a database and he formed a database. Would you believe it? He had IBM to form his database. Think about it. Adolf Hitler had IBM, our company, to form his database. And he began listing all Jews and where they were located and their property and those kind of things. And he found out exactly where they are. He placed them in a ghetto, in what they call the ghetto, so he can go out and round them up and begin the process of extermination. So that's not concerned about what Trump is doing. Trump is following exactly the book of Mein Kampf. Every page he's following the book of Mein Kampf. And so he got this guy Palantir, we'll pronounce his name, an Indian guy, like the FBI guy, Qasim Al. So he got those guys, because those guys do whatever he's telling them to do. So what this guy's began is rounding up that information. He's doing the same thing with Adolf Hitler and also with Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels was Hitler's propaganda minister, and he put out controlled information, and controlled information, and fed people information. And people actually believed it. They actually believed it. Yeah, they actually believe it. So I'm really disturbed what's going on. And he said he's building up a database. Well, we knew the government had a long time ago was involved in that. Remember Robert Snowden? Remember not Robert, but Edward Snowden? Remember Edward Snowden? Yeah. And what was he doing? He was working for the National Security Agency, and he was a computer person. He was giving up all that information about Americans. And then when he revealed it, what happened to him? He had to go to Russia to keep from being killed. See? So we got this guy, Palantir, getting all that information about us. And I had a friend of mine told me, she said, well, why would he need him? The government already got the information about us. You got everybody's social security. I said, that is true. So Edward Snowden had substantially that the government had long been in that process. So what Trump is doing is no difference in what the government had been doing prior to Trump.
He signed back in March 2025, he signed an executive order for the tax records, okay, VA files, housing information, government benefits can now be all pooled together in one place. They say it's to fight fraud, but let's be real, folks. Come on. This isn't about fraud. This is always about what Donald Chump want. Total control. And I told you, we've been telling you for months that everything he does is to put money in his pockets, to put money in his friend's pocket. Okay, why does he have this private company building a system with over $100 million in federal contracts with zero transparency? Like I said, LAPD, New York PD, they've been tracking black and brown people using this technology already. They know everything about us. What is this about? Mass surveillance database on all Americans. But we really know who this is about. This ain't about some of you gray people. They don't worry about y'all. They got y'all in y'all back pocket. This is about us. And I know y'all don't like to hear that, but rich people want to keep tabs on us. Okay? Why you think he kicking out black and brown people and bringing in pale people? Why you think he's that? And I see a lot of you guys on social media talking about this, but you guys don't care. You don't care. You understand what I'm saying, Dr. Ford?
Absolutely. And my theory is he gathered that information like Adolf Hitler did to round up people, to round up people. And I'm thinking about rounding up people. I'm thinking about black and brown people. That's what I'm thinking. Hitler rounded up Jews. Who they label as people of problems in America? Immigrants, and most immigrants are brown people. So I'm looking at them rounding, getting a database to round black people up, like Hitler rounded Jews up. That's my fear of genocide against black and brown people. So that's my fear. So all black and brown people should really be concerned about this. And so this man had absolute power. The Supreme Court gave him absolute power. So we cannot challenge him. The Adolf Hitler legislature, it was called enabling that. And they gave him absolute power. So that's what Trump had now, absolute power. He could do anything he wanted to do. There's no way to stop him.
Guys like Thiel, Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, they openly admire a person like Curtis Yarvin. Remember that blogger? He wants to carve the USA up into corporate districts ruled by CEOs, not elected leaders. Even though we already have that. It's just not on paper. Okay? Yarvin even said America needs to get over the dictator phobia. And who was he talking about? Yes, Trump. That's why Trump invited him to the White House. This ideology is called Dark Enlightenment. It's a belief that billionaires are superior to regular people. But it's funny that they want to be superior to us, but where do they get their billions from? Us, especially Elon Musk. He got all his money from us, and now he think he better than us? Okay, we had no reason of giving this man a $7,000 credit just because he sold a car. Who else had that happen? That makes no damn sense. This man got damn near $7,000 for every freaking car he sold. That's why he a billionaire, of our tax money. I wonder how many politicians he paid off. How many y'all think? So we got license plate readers. It's going to have the readers, facial recognition, all going to be linked, all going to be monitored. And we're not imagining this, folks. It's happening already. FedEx trucks equipped with scanners. They tracking us. They tracking us, folks. So social media gonna get flagged and tracked when you say some. Immigrant communities is monitored. They want to keep track, okay? And let me tell you something right now, folks. This is just the Patriot Act 2.0. Except this time, the tech is better. The surveillance is deeper. The government is working hand in hand to who they don't care about our rights. And this is why we always say these conservatives are full of bullshit, because this is the number one thing against their philosophy. No government interference. And where's all these dumbass conservatives at right now when they dictator, their commander and leader, the orange juice man himself, is becoming a dictator? They not saying shit. And you know why they not saying nothing? Because they know he's not going to mess with them. At least he making them believe that. You understand what I'm saying, Dr. Ford?
Oh, absolutely. You raise a great point. You're saying that the conservatives would be against government control, and that's true. That the whole philosophy of it. And I thought about when Chief Justice Roberts, when he ruled in that case of Trump versus United States, that the president he has immunity from prosecution. He gave him absolute power. That counters to the conservative point of view. That's how he's got absolute power. And that's what they complain about Barack Obama and by power, by using power. But they gave this guy absolute power. So my really concern is they're going to use that information to round people up. And that people are going to be mostly people of color. And if you saw this past week, Trump allowed hundreds of South Africans to come to this country. Just this past week, he allowed more white South Africans to immigrate to this country. So he looked like he's building America into a country only for white people, kicking out all brown people, a country for white people. And I like that.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
No, exactly. And that's what he's doing, you know? He's doing that, man. See, we should be watching closely to every, not just the Palantir contract with this Theo guy. Every contract this man gives away, we should be watching real closely. It's all his buddies, okay? Palantir got money from Jeffrey Epstein. This is their whole circle. Jeffrey Epstein gave these people money as well. This is how Jeffrey Epstein thought as well. These are the type of people who have islands. They don't want nobody in their business, folks. And now they can run amok because the number one job in the country, they have him in their pocket.